Hello everyone and welcome to Pod But Make It Fashion. My name is Sander
And my name is Dennis.
and today we are talking about episode 10 of Cycle 5 of ANTM, The Girl Who Talks Behind Everyone's Back.
And this week is very true. Last week the title was weird, but this week it's very true. It's
What was
very
it last
true.
week?
Last week it was something like it did not make sense.
Oh yeah, the girl whose boyfriend is cheating on her.
Yeah.
Right
No,
here,
this
yeah.
week, it's very true. It's very true.
Someone is talking behind everyone's bags.
But they don't believe it. Well, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Let's take it. What do we? Well, the first things we start with in this episode.
Oh.
Nicole has dreads.
Yes, you look.
Really, but like,
Wash your hair, girl.
no.
Was it
No,
even
but-
a braid?
No, are you talking Dutch right now?
Was it actually a braid? She doesn't have dreads. Come on.
No, but it was. I was literally looking like, huh? Because it. To be fair, it didn't look weird. Like you can have dreads, no worries. But my mind went like this. Okay, so you have dreads. Maybe they did this for a photo shoot that they didn't use. But why do you have dreads now? But in certain things you did. Like my mind went all through like things of like, ooh, maybe something happened that we didn't see or got cut or something like that. Because it was. It was very selective. Because later in the episode she doesn't have it anymore. But like there was
Was
just
it in judging, I guess?
no. This was way in the beginning. In the
Like when
beginning.
the top model came over, the girl, the woman,
Yeah. And
Jenny Shimizu.
And even before that, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, that's a nice little loop you did there. That Jenny came over. Jenny.
We have a top model over
Yeah,
in the house.
yeah.
Never heard of her, but okay. Jenny Shimizu.
Yeah.
Shimizu.
Yeah, and Lisa needs some attention, so she's like, ah!
Oh yeah, behind the door, like.
Oh.
Rah! I'm like, I would not even do it with someone I know, but I would not do
You
it.
would.
Yeah, that's true.
You would. Well, I would
Don't
do
make
it.
me the Lisa.
I would do it to you.
You would do it to me, actually. That's true. You are the Lisa. And I would be like, But Jenny comes over and she's like, who the fuck is this? But okay. And she talks
She did
about.
have good pictures.
She had cool pictures.
Like there was one on like the what do you call the first page? The front.
cover.
The cover.
The Vogue cover.
Vogue cover
Yeah.
where I'm like, whoa. But she has a very
Jenny.
clean face. It's very, I like it.
Yeah. But she was quite short, 5'7".
Yeah, she's the Kate Moss.
She's Kate Moss of the lesbians because she's a lesbian.
Yeah. And Kim gets inspired by that. Because after Jenny leaves, she is like, well, now I know I can do it all.
Yeah, but she had good answers because Kim asked a good question, like how can you like sell like a feminine dress or whatever? And she was like, yeah, I always think that I wear a piece of art, and art is always different to everyone how they interpreted it. I'm like, okay, girl, Jenny, that makes you from a normal model to a top model.
Yeah, and
Next
she ain't
level,
from the
bitch.
block.
She ain't from the block, not that Jenny. No, in the same
Do
era.
you know that clip? When Jennifer Lopez.
She goes to her old house.
And she's like, hello, do you know who I am? No, who are you?
No. She doesn't even ask, do you know who I am? She's like, hello, I used to live here. Who? Jennifer. Jennifer who?
Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez. I used to live here. Okay.
That clip is so funny.
And I like a story about like the most humbling moment ever. Jennifer who? But back to our Jenny. Jenny Shimizu. Shall I continue? Okay. After they had her over, they go to Kevin Frazier from E.T. They did a lot of short random things before they went to London.
No, but this made sense. This made sense with Kevin because they get talked about paparazzi pictures.
Yeah.
Like how there was a photographer everywhere. Like you should always know because
Yeah.
if you're a model, if you're in a house, there can be someone with a
Can you
camera.
imagine? Like they made pictures while they were eating in their house. Like that will not happen in
And
the,
this is 2004, 2006,
2005 or 6,
something like that. Like even phones couldn't even take pictures. Well, they could, but they show an ad for that.
Yeah, but this is like, of course, the paparazzi who is like hanging in the bushes.
The
but,
paparazzi?
Yeah, but no one will become that famous that you have paparazzi in your house.
No,
Yeah,
no.
but I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
I would with this one, like, if they have
No,
an
but it
ugly
was-
picture, yeah, everyone has an ugly picture if you have pictures made of you eating food.
True, but it's like a nice introduction of like it's like it didn't make sense, but it was a nice introduction. I think it did make sense in the whole of the episode.
That's true. Yeah,
That
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
weird. The whole of the episode.
Yeah, because
The
the whole of the episode, the whole episode.
No.
Because I can tell you a story about this. I was
Okay,
once,
nice.
No,
I was in a really annoying mood.
I was once in a plane, and I was sitting next to a photographer. And this photographer said, "Who are you? Are you this
we're
Tyra
not there
woman?"
yet. We're not
But this
there
is
yet.
the whole reason why this episode exists. Who are you?
Oh no, are you serious?
I'm Tyra. She wants to come across. You always have to look pretty,
Oh, Lord.
because me, Tyra, got booked by only my passport photo. I'm like, girl, how can you brag about yourself? But we will get to that later. But she's so braggy. It's not okay.
But you know what's the best part about it? She's braggy at the judges. She's
Yeah.
like looking right and left, like,
Yeah.
did
I'll tell
you know?
the story.
Did
That
you know?
I got booked by only the passport photo looks good though. I mean, I understand it. She looked good in it.
It was really good. I'm like, damn.
Damn,
Oh,
girl.
I wish I looked like Tyra. Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
we all do. But where this episode title refers to is referring to is my God. I'm sorry, guys. As you can hear, Dutch is my first language, so English is my second, or not existing.
Just continue.
Yeah,
It's fine. It's fine.
Kim talks about everyone, and she starts talking about Jayla. She literally said she's ugly and annoying.
Wait, who said that about
Kim in a confessional about Jayla.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're such a bitch.
Yeah, but I don't know. She was sitting there with Nicole, and I was like, just why? Literally, just why? Like, why do you want to talk? Because I
Screen
feel
time. Because they also say, like, who else can we talk about?
that is very. Maybe they were being pushed.
By production.
Could
like,
be.
you're boring, girls.
be. No, not
We're
like
going
but-
to eliminate Lisa, so
Yeah.
we do someone
Like
else.
they ask questions or something because it does feel like because Kim, she does talk to other people a little bit, and it feels like when she's one-on-one with people, she tries to be nice to them, but then
Yeah.
shady though. It's very shady.
And Bree is seeing right through it, and she asks Jayla, are you talking about him behind my back? No, I'm not. Well, Kim does. That bitch ain't right. She's not. She ain't right.
Bree, you are on it this episode. All your little things are like, yeah, I support you in this episode. I
Me
support
too.
you. I would vote for you in this episode. Like,
Yeah.
all the way.
She
All the
is
way.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That ain't right, bitch. Yeah. That ain't right.
That ain't right.
Yeah.
And then also Nick is calling, and then Kim is talking about like, hey, your friend is so close and blah blah. She doesn't want to talk about her feelings. You know, she makes fun of Nick a bit.
Yeah,
Not
but
cool.
it's yeah, but I do think Nick handles it really well because Nick, she's like very composed, very like,
Cool, calm, and collected.
and also she says something. Well, that ain't true. Like,
Yeah.
so,
If you are that chill as Nick, it's
Oh.
perfect. I wish I would be that chill.
nah, it wouldn't work for you. You wouldn't be Sander.
That's true.
You would be
Nick.
no. You would be Hans.
Hans. Hans.
It's a very Dutch name.
Hans, yeah.
Hans.
Now they really got their passports photos taken. Like go out
Yeah.
of the house, and now I should have told the story.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, okay, but you know the story
you gotta
now.
listen to me sometimes.
Tyra, she had her passport photos taken, and there's a challenge by a real photographer, a fashion photographer, who made gorgeous pictures. By the way, you saw some pictures; they looked good. Of other,
I can't
other-
even remember.
Yeah,
Maybe I did can.
There was one. There was a nice one of what's her name?
No. Oh yeah, I know.
don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, the famous one.
Cindy Crawford.
Cindy Crawford, yeah.
Now it
Black and white one, I think.
Black
and
white
Bree wins,
dancing together.
and she picks Nick for her prize, but I don't know what the prize yet is.
But I do have to say, do you understand why Bree won?
No.
The only reason why she won because she was prepared. She had a hairband so she could pull her hair to the back.
Yeah.
That was the reason why she won. Because her picture, it wasn't that wow.
No, it was not.
It was very like, yeah.
Yeah,
It
I
was-
think there were better ones.
Yeah,
I think
I
Nicole
agree.
looked better. I think Nick always looks better, of course. But she won. Good for her. And then he presents them the newest phone in the world.
Oh god.
Flip
yeah.
phone, Samsung 1.8. I don't know.
Which can take pictures and movie videos.
What? And I get a message from home, which is cute.
Yeah.
We see Jada's boyfriend.
Yeah.
And for the rest, I don't know who he saw.
Which is
but
weird. They get
so
a
small screen.
Yeah, but it's like a message from him, but you couldn't get a hold of him for 2 weeks. What kind of relationship are you in?
Yeah, maybe he sent a message before. Where like,
Yeah, but
hey,
yeah, it's just
if
weird.
Jayla comes to the final 6, we will show you this message. I don't know.
Oh, it's just weird. It's just weird.
Storyline. But they take their passport photos and they then go to
what
the
do they
airport.
No, there's something happens in between.
Yeah, in the limo it all happens. On the way to the airport, Kim suddenly sees something.
yeah.
She sees Bree
Yeah.
and Nick gossiping about her, and she's like, "Hey girls, can I interfere? What are you talking about?
What are you talking
What
about?
are you talking about, girls?" And they're like, "We're talking about you, girl. We are talking about Kim." And Kim starts
but
crying.
I thought we were talking about that before. That's when I said, "Oh, Nick is very composed." But was she also composed in the other thing? I'm not sure.
What was the other thing when you said she was composed? Yeah, when she was like having the phone call.
Yeah. Oh, she was also.
But
very
she was also
composed
composed then. Yeah.
No, then she looked more like, girl,
bitch.
What? Well, she would. Yeah,
But she was not screaming.
No,
or whatever.
she was more looking like, really.
Yeah.
Well, here, just take the phone. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like
you want your
she
story
couldn't care
line.
less.
Yeah, she couldn't care less. And Kim was crying, and Nick said something good about something like, yeah, she's not crying because she feels sorry. She's crying because she's in this situation now. And I think you're totally right.
Yeah.
And then also, Bree said something like, your character is ugly.
Yeah. But also,
do we agree? Were they too hard on Kim, or is it right that she was put on the spot?
I think it's maybe a little bit harsh to say, but in a way, yeah, the actions that you did, it's very ugly. So in a way, your character is very ugly. I get it.
Yeah, because she says like, I'm real. If I like people, I am honest. I'm like, people who say that are normally not honest. Because she is gossiping about everyone.
Wait, again?
And she said, like, I'm real. Once I like someone,
Oh,
I never
Kim said
gossip
that.
about them. Yeah, I'm like, you're not real.
No.
If you have to say that about yourself, you know it ain't right.
Yeah, true. But you know what my favorite part was of this whole thing? When Jayla was looking at her like, how do you think that makes me feel? And then the face after, it was like, she was ready to pounce. She was like, I'm going to kill you in any second right now. I love it,
I think with that face, she
she
booked
should
herself.
She should have used that face on pictures. Then she would have variety.
More intense. Well,
let's go, Jayla. Let's go.
But I think with that speech and that face, she booked herself a ticket for the next episode.
Well done.
Production was like,
well done.
We need
Jayla.
that bitch in the house.
Yes.
She is on it.
I think we can call this episode the bitch episode for ourselves because we're saying a lot of bitch.
Yeah, but they are bitchy to each other, so it is about bitches. I mean, they're not the night. I mean, Kim eventually says we all get along now, but they are bitching about them the whole time about each other.
That is very true.
It's only complaining. It's finally not about Lisa for the first time. But they arrived in London because I think this was like, okay, nice, we have a fight, and they arrive in London. And they have to walk from the when they enter London, they have to walk from the cab to the Savoy Hotel where they sleep, with paparazzi following them.
Paparazzi.
Yeah, as if they're celebrities, super intense, I guess. But okay, whatever.
Wait, we missed something.
Did we miss something?
Yeah.
Oh, what did we miss?
Because first they go into a little bus, the double decker, or I don't know how do you say it in English, but the 2-layered bus, the red bus. And then Miss J wears a sweater that says "Naomi hit me."
Oh yeah, Miss J. How could I forget this? This is Miss J, my favorite person of all time on the world.
Too funny. It was too funny.
Did they do a sightseeing? I did miss it a bit.
Yeah,
they talked about some things.
It wasn't important, but they
Piccadilly Circus or whatever.
Piccadilly Circus, yeah.
Piccadilly.
No, that was with that's later on in the episode.
Oh, with the date.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
We remember this episode really well. Not, but
we focus. We focus.
But what did I want to say? No, but they did do like a sightseeing tour, and then that's when from there they had all their bags, and then they had to walk into the hotel.
So not from a taxi. They did it from like the
double decker. It was all staged because they went one by one. So
so they had to wait. And like, what the fuck are we going to see around the corner? Actors making pictures of us. Yeah.
Because then they're at the hotel. They get a whole suite to themselves, and then Bree and Nick. The next day, I think, because they walk in and they say like,
I hope for them the next day with like the time difference.
Yeah.
Otherwise, a long day for them because they go back. They go forward in time. So
no, they go back in time because when you go, if you go from London to the States,
it's later there.
No,
so
but London is earlier than the States.
But they go from the States to London.
Yeah, but so so if you go from London to the States, you elongate the day.
Yeah.
So you go back in time.
Yeah.
So if you go from
they go forward in time.
They go forward in time.
It's there 6 hours later. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
No, it's earlier. So, but you skip.
The
time is early, so you skip. See a little bit of class here in this little
geography.
Podcast. But no, what I was saying. Then they have the Brie gets her. Dear Lord, it's taking me like 2 minutes to say this.
We are so tired. What's happening to us?
Brie gets her prize, and she invited Nick to go with her, and they get taken on a date with 2 Englishmen. But who are they? They're no one, right?
They don't even say who they are.
No, and they're not like models. They're like, I think they're just like escorts or something.
It's a bit awkward, right? I mean, what do you talk about?
Well, then they go to Piccadilly Circus because then it's dark, and then you see the pretty lights of everything.
And they take a carriage ride with a horse, I guess, was it not? I don't know. I missed.
They go for dinner or something.
Yeah, but they were also in a car or in a horse.
In a car,
not a horse.
Not a horse.
Oh,
they were in a car. You made up the whole episode.
Yeah, I was seeing for me like Carrie Bradshaw, Sex and the City with Mr. Big.
That's
Central Park, but I mean, I thought that maybe American people think that that's what we do in Europe.
I thought that I had fantasy, but your fantasy goes wild. You just make up your own little
I
things.
didn't really pay attention to this episode. It was not the nicest episode.
Well, I love this episode. All the
You
bitching.
did?
Yeah.
Oh, the bitching isn't. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, but then, so they have their prize. They just hang out with these two dudes. They get dinner or fun.
These two dudes.
Yeah.
They were not ugly. I mean, I would.
Not my type.
Yeah, also not Nick's type. too manly.
No. Is it confirmed that she is?
Well, I think what I told you before, like Nick is talking to someone and then Kim will say something like, yeah, she's not open about herself. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that Nick came out bisexual or maybe lesbian afterwards.
Oh.
And maybe, I have the feeling when I saw this, like, Kim, did she tell you and she just didn't want, because it's not mentioned in the show at all, I think. But I think afterwards, it is like a common knowledge, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it's a common knowledge that
it's something you learned at school.
Yeah.
No, but correct me if I'm wrong, but you will not. But I guess she is bisexual or she's a lesbian.
I don't know.
Having a date with two guys, I would be like, can you imagine if we would win a prize? Like,
well, if you're
here
bisexual, then it's fine.
Yeah, then it's fine. But can you imagine we would win a prize? And here are the two ladies. I would be like,
that would be hilarious.
I want two hot guys.
No, but if it would be fun ladies, that would be way more fun. Because if it were hot guys, you would see them once and you can't do anything. You can't have sex with them.
You can.
No,
you will not.
There's production, everything. What they're going to do, look?
Well, remember in season 2, Shandy didn't have sex, but she kissed with a guy in the hot tub while she had a boyfriend, and she had to call her boyfriend and like, oh, I cheated on you.
Oh my god, yeah, but that's
in Italy,
kissing.
and that was Italy. Come on, the Italians.
But kissing, that's something different than. I don't know. Well, to be fair, they're young. How old was Nick? Bree's 19 or something.
I think Nick 20, I guess.
Also young. No, you wouldn't do those things. We're a little bit older.
We're old.
Well, we're not old.
No.
We're average.
Yeah, we're in our midlife. We have a midlife crisis almost.
No, you're 50 when you're in midlife, right?
I hope I don't turn 100.
You don't want to be 100?
No.
Oh,
but
okay. But no. So, but just in general, coming back to it, Nick, whatever you are, all fine. But
all good.
It's a date with two men. It wasn't really interesting. You saw Piccadilly Circus. You had dinner. Okay, and we move on.
No, but in the meantime, Kim is writing apology letters to all the girls, and Nick and Bree are not accepting her letter. They're like, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer.
Yeah, but Nick was also like, yeah, she wrote this letter, but it's still not done for me or something. She says something like that of like, I don't believe it, or I'm still this was it. I'm still not convinced, which I'm like, I get it.
Yeah, so apparently Kim did something wrong.
Yeah.
They lost her trust.
Yeah. But then we go into the photo shoot, which is going to be a paparazzi shoot in London.
Cool shoot.
Because they get the call, and first they're like, what does it mean? What does it mean? Ooh. And then it turns out they have to stand in a photo booth, a London photo booth, so a nice little red one.
Photo booth, telephone booth.
That's what I mean.
Photo booth. That's what they have now. A telephone booth.
See, I'm already living in the days of now. I'm not thinking about the past, but in the telephone booth. But they have to stand in it with all 6 of them.
Oh my God! Can you imagine?
No. Oh my gosh! That's what I would.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Like, what did Bree say? Like, I could have just died in the box.
Yeah.
Just die.
Talking about Bree, she went for it. Like she was standing, and I was like, damn. Yeah. Bree really stepped it up since last week.
But actually, during the shoots, well, minus Jayla, they all looked like they were working it. I mean, the shoot itself...
What are you saying? During the shoot, minus Jayla,
yeah, so
they all worked it.
Like,
what are you saying about Jayla?
That Jayla didn't look good during the shoot. Like, Lisa was stealing her thunder. She was having a boring face and whatever. Yeah. And the rest looked good while they were shooting.
True.
About the pictures we'll see later.
Yeah.
But they looked all... Like, Bree was working it. Nicole was working... They were all working it. Only Jayla didn't, in my opinion.
I agree, but it wasn't really a hard shoot. As in, like, of course, they have to stand with the 6 of them in the booth. But, like, it was very... I don't know. They all have pretty makeup. It was all very. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think these are the hard shoots where you cannot do anything. How do you stand out? Because, for example, Miss J is saying about Nick, like, "Ooh, your body is like." Shh, shh, shh. She worked like from the top of her head to her tippy toe.
True.
So you have to have more intensity, maybe, because there's nothing to hide behind.
Yeah.
Well, a newspaper.
Okay. Well, then I think let's talk about the pictures while we go to judging.
We go to judging. Shall we not talk about these paparazzi shots again?
I
don't really care.
We skip challenges.
Jada looks apparently best. They just want to keep her in the show.
That was it.
Literally, Tyra said, this could be an editorial.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what? She's walking on the street with her sunglasses on.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so first
let's go through the girls.
Kim.
I liked her shot, and I think it's one of the first times that I really liked her shot because her bone structure is quite. She has quite a. How do you say puffy face? Yeah, she doesn't have a bone structure in her face. It worked in this shot. She looked good, my opinion.
For me, it wasn't a bad picture, but it wasn't a good picture. It was like, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
You passed.
You passed.
Okay, Brie.
They loved it. I was okay.
I thought it was good.
Yeah?
Yeah. It wasn't wow, but it was good. So, like, compared to Kim's one, I thought it was better than Kim's. But I do have to say, of both of them, it's both good pictures. But then Brie, I liked more. With Brie, I was like, thumbs up. Excuse me. And with Kim, I was like...
One thumb up.
Thumb not up, thumb not down. No
mediocre.
Thumbs.
It's good.
Just like, yeah.
I have the other way around. Funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Lisa...
I thought was good too.
Yeah. Maybe unpopular opinion, but she had a good shot.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And it was not about Lisa this episode.
No.
Which
No.
we get to it later, but it was an unexpected twist. Nicole.
Loved.
Wow, she is made for these kind of shoots. She looks like she's like an English rose, like a British model.
An English rose.
That's how you call it, right? An English rose. She looked good. She fits these kind of things because she's not too sexy, so she can pull it off to be naked without it being coming slutty.
Slutty, yes. Yeah,
she can
agree.
work it.
Yeah, agree.
Jayla.
No.
Clearly worst picture of the bunch.
Yeah,
no
work.
intensity in any part of her body.
Yeah, I do have a feeling that they kind of chose this picture as of like, you have to step it up maybe or something.
Yeah, but why also? Because they were like giving her compliments for her paparazzi shot, maybe to battle it out. Maybe there was no good shot of Jayla.
Yeah.
But yeah, they
a lot
also
of question marks with this one. A lot of question marks. And we'll get to that question mark later on. Because last but not least, we have Nick.
Good shot, but she always looks good.
Yeah, this was for me, again, bam, bam, bam. For me, this was, together with Nicole, the best one.
Yeah, my first call out would have been Nicole, but I'm also okay with Nick. Okay. She was good.
Who was your... Well, Jayla.
My bottom two was, Brie and Jayla, but Brie was like, okay. Jayla was obviously the worst.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
The judges thought differently.
Yeah, their top was Kim. And I was very surprised at that. I was like, eh?
I know why.
Oh, tell.
Because this will get the girls more annoyed for next episode.
Was that really the reason?
I guess so. I mean, they always act like we don't care about what happens in the house, but Kim was not her best shot. Or maybe they want to give her a boost. It could also be possible. But we already saw in the previews next week another fight. So maybe they want to give the other girls like, what? And she's a bitch. She doesn't deserve to get first call. What? Maybe they do it on purpose, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, would make sense.
Yeah. But she didn't have a bad picture, so it was also not like, what? No. What? How dare you?
But then in the bottom, they have Lisa and Jayla.
Lisa looks surprised.
And I was like, Jayla is going to go. That to me, that was like, okay, it's fine. Lisa will stay because she's like the funny one. She's the weird one. She will make good television. So, and then they say Jayla. And I was like,
yeah, because I think with Jayla, I just said to you, of course, before, like, she is there. Did she have some good photos? Yeah, okay. But she got quite far without standing out at any moment.
Yeah.
And Lisa, you can say what you want about her.
She has her ups and downs, but they are ups and downs.
She stands out, and she had a better photo than Jayla.
Yeah,
and overall, also a better portfolio. But I think what you said was very true. I guess production was done with her.
Yeah.
I guess she's like, come on, this girl.
Yeah.
Kick her out of the show.
It's done. You're like, you're in London. You do your thing. Go to Covent Garden. Have fun with it. And then bye, but leave.
But you saw the surprise in her face.
Yeah.
And I understand it. It was quite unexpected to suddenly have her kicked out.
Yeah. But I'm happy.
They were also positive during the shoot. Like, ooh, Lisa, you look good, blah, blah. And I mean, last week, they didn't talk about her peeing in the diaper. So she got away with it. And now maybe it is because of the diaper. That they were thinking about it like... if we do it now, it's too clear it's about that, but we don't want this kind of behavior in our show. But we don't want to make it a moment that she's kicked out because of the diaper.
Could be. There's so many what if. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. But
But you're happy. You were cheering when she went home.
Yes.
Because she was your least favorite, right?
Done.
But competition-wise, it's not fair. But behind the scenes...
Well, but I do feel like Jayla has more potential than Lisa.
Yeah, she looks fresher and younger.
Yeah, exactly. I think Jayla has a more unique look than Lisa.
Lisa looks like Jayla's mother.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's a little bit more. Yeah. Jayla, good for you. I hope you stay a little bit longer. I have no idea how long you will stay, but I also have a new insight because I think I kind of remember who might win.
Oh, flashbacks.
Yeah, I think it will be Nicole.
Oh.
And the reason why I started to think that because I remember that they get like a CoverGirl cosmetics or something. They win that.
They win CoverGirl, yeah.
Yeah, and she has that look.
You think that CoverGirl itself wants her to win?
Yeah, that's what I think.
She does look like a CoverGirl.
Yeah.
Well, I of course know who wins, but we'll keep it. Don't spoil it to Dennis, guys.
So I think top 3 will be Nick, Brie, Nicole. That's what I'm guessing now.
And then you think that Nicole will win.
Yeah.
Well, you already said that you know that Nick will get far because you remember her walking a show or something.
Yeah, I think she
or
will,
something.
She will be second. And then Brie, because Brie also, she's now stepping up, so I think Brie will get high.
Brie is made for reality TV.
Yeah, I can't wait for next week. I can't wait for next week. It will be hilarious.
But she's making, because this is not the most exciting season ever, but because of Brie, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's exciting. She's fun.
She has good one-liners.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think on that note...
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
No, on that note, yeah, that's it.
Only 3 episodes to go, and then we're finished.
Only 3?
Only 3.
Only 3.
Yeah, because the last 3 girls are eliminated in 1 episode.
Yeah.
Well, 2 of them are eliminated in 1 episode.
Okay, well then, see you guys next week.
Bye-bye. If you enjoy listening to us, you can follow us on Instagram at @ButWhatMakeItFashion. We have a website, and how you get there, you can see that in our Instagram bio. And if you really, really enjoy listening to us, we would love for you to give us a 5-star review. You can even get in contact with us by sending us a message. And how to do that, you can see that in every description of every episode on all podcast platforms. Thank you.